Good day, viewers. My name is Darren August. This discussion is brought to you by the Association for Savings and Investments South Africa Foundation. Our conversation today is on the importance of savings to ensure financial resilience, especially during a time of crisis. With me today is Mtoto Chonela. We are both facilitators who train on the consumer education programs that are offered by the ASISA Foundation. Hello, Mtoto. Welcome, and thank you so much for joining us today.
Hi, Darren. It's a pleasure to be with you today, and greetings to all the viewers.
To be financially resilient means that we are able to cope during a time of crisis. And COVID-19 and the impact of the lockdown restrictions certainly are a time of crisis. The reality of the current COVID-19 has reminded us of the importance of emergency savings. For some, there was reduced income, while others were not even earning an income. And so this period is an ideal time to relook into our budgets and assess what is essential. We also could learn some do-it-yourself skills that we can carry on using even after the crisis and reduce spending on certain areas. Now, experts advise that you should save up to about 3 times your monthly income for emergencies. Now, in total for you, that's about 1.2 million, right? During this COVID-19 pandemic, investors are advised to approach banks and life insurers to avoid debit orders bouncing due to a lack of funds, as this may result in an impaired credit record as well as valuable risk cover lapsing. It is in tough economic times as this when consumers must be aware of get-rich-quick schemes. It's important for consumers to be cautious of people that try to talk them into joining pyramid schemes and Ponzi schemes and WhatsApp stokvels and buying all of those illegal products. So,
Thank you, Darren. Savings refers to money that you put aside for future use rather than spending it immediately. Methods of savings include putting money aside in, for example, a deposit account, a pension account, an investment fund, or as cash. Savings also involves reducing expenditures such as recurring costs.
many people or who earn a lot of money. Can you tell us why it's important for everyone to save?
It is important for everyone to try to save as to have an emergency savings pot for those rainy days when we have to pay for unexpected expenses such as car repairs, appliances repairs, ill health of a family member, or even when we have a loss of income, for example, being retrenched.
So how can you guide someone on how to start saving?
Well, there are 5 simple steps in getting started. Firstly, we need to set goals to save for. We then need to calculate how much each of our goals will cost. We need to also calculate how much we can save each month. And we need to calculate over what period of time we will need to save to make our goals actually happen. You allocate the amount you intend to save in your budget each month and stick to the plan.
Let's bring it back to a time of crisis such as COVID-19. What can you say about such a time in relation to savings?
During the time of COVID-19, consumers who had emergency savings were able to better manage during these challenging times of lockdown restrictions, as they had a buffer that they could fall back on. This therefore means when we budget, we always have to include savings as we do not know of what unexpected events may happen in the future. During this crisis, budgets are tight, but we still need to put away some savings as we never know what further emergencies may occur in our lives. If we do not have savings, when something unexpected happens, we are forced to borrow. And you will agree with me, Darren, that this could be expensive as we would need to repay the loan with interest.
I absolutely do agree. So is it necessary to set goals even for your savings?
It is important to set goals to save for. This will be short-term goals, such as an emergency savings pot, and other things that may include going on a holiday, paying for someone's birthday gift, and so on. There's also medium-term goals to save for a deposit on buying a home. You also have your long-term goals to save for a child's education and, very importantly, to save for your retirement.
Now that sounds great, but how would you recommend that people go about setting their savings goals?
The savings goals should be smart. This basically means you have to look into the following. Be specific in setting your goal. This is what I want. For example, to buy a TV set. Your goal should be measurable. This is how much money I will need. Write the price of the item. It should be achievable. I can afford to save this amount of money each month. Write the amount. Be realistic. I will have enough in this many months. Divide the total price by the amount you can afford to save each month. Your goal should also be time-bound. By when do I want to achieve this goal? If you have to save enough money by a certain time, then write the date by when you want to have the money. It is wise to consult an experienced and qualified financial advisor who can help you select a savings option that is suited to your needs, such as you being able to afford the investment, to suit your tax circumstances, to suit the goal you are saving for, and to help you understand what the details and terms and conditions are of the savings option. Before you invest your hard-earned money with any institution, do some homework and check that they are registered with or licensed by the Financial Sector Conduct Authority, FSCA. If you are receiving financial advice, check that the financial advisor or financial service provider is qualified and licensed by the FSCA. Ask them to show you their license.
Ntoto, you mentioned that it's wise to consult an experienced and qualified financial advisor. What are some of the things that one would consider when approaching a financial planner or advisor with the aim of investing?
Some of the factors that you must consider are your goals. What are you investing for? How long do you want to or need to invest for your goal to become a reality? How much do you want to invest? Some of the important factors to consider are whether you want to do monthly contributions or top up when you get extra money, such as a bonus. What is your risk profile? This refers to your willingness to take risk as an investor. Our risk appetite is different, and this is influenced by things such as our age, our goals, our attitude to risk, and so on. How liquid is that investment? That is, how soon can I be able to access my money when I need it? What are the fees for managing the investment? We need to be careful not to rush into investing on products that we don't understand clearly. And we also need to be careful of various get-rich-quick schemes that promises high returns in a short space of time. We need to consult with registered and authorized financial planners and advisors before you buy a financial product. It is important to check whether the company that you are dealing with is a registered financial services provider, so that if something goes wrong, you as the investor have a recourse.
It sounds like you've been scrolling through my WhatsApp DMs. But I think a reason some people fall prey to scams is because they are trying to maximize the money they can make or possibly avoid tax. If saving is so important, why is it taxed?
Darren, government use taxes to raise revenue needed for various reasons, such as building schools, building hospitals and roads, and other government services. Hence why it is important for all consumers to pay tax.
So, Mtoto, if I may summarize the most important points that one should consider when saving, am I right to say these are some of the important points to remember? Always start by putting money aside that you should save before you spend. There are various investment options for short, medium, and long-term goals. You then mentioned that we need to seek advice from a financial advisor who is authorized and registered. And then you said always have a pot, and I love the fact that you called it a pot of emergency savings to be a buffer to help during a time of crisis, irrespective of what that crisis may look like to you as an individual. And then you said save with a registered financial service provider. And so, Toto, in closing, what message can you give to our consumers?
With the current ease on income brackets of tax relief on people earning up to 750,000 per annum, we have to capitalize on the current tax regime by starting savings funds as well as paying off debt. Consumers should talk to financial advisors to find the right instruments to start savings. You will agree with me, Darren, that we have survived the unexpected COVID-19 and we are in a better position to start saving now in preparation for the unknown future.
Thank you so much, Ntoto, for sharing these important behaviors that we should practice to ensure that we are saving and that these savings will help all of us better overcome a time of financial crisis. Thank you so much for listening to Ntoto and myself today. We hope that you have found this conversation helpful. We also invite our viewers to visit the ASISA Foundation's website for more information on this and other topics related to consumer financial education. The website address is on the screen. Thank you so much for joining us.